New Canada Rural Permanent Residency Pathway Occupations List. Canada's Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot Program has expanded its list of eligible occupations, creating new pathways to permanent residency for skilled workers. This video is designed to address labor shortages and support the growth of rural and northern communities across the country. Canada's immigration landscape is evolving rapidly, and the introduction of the Rural Community Immigration Pilot on January 30, 2025, is set to transform opportunities for skilled workers worldwide. Designed to address labor shortages in rural and smaller communities, the Rural Community Immigration Pilot offers a clear pathway to permanent residency for foreign nationals eager to build a life in the vibrant rural regions. This video dives deep into the details of the RCIP, focusing on the newly released occupation lists for Timmins, Ontario, Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, and Brandon, Manitoba, alongside Rural Community Immigration Pilot eligibility criteria. With a comprehensive list of priority sectors and occupations, detailed intake periods, and insights into how this pilot aligns with broader Canadian immigration goals, this article is your ultimate guide to seizing this opportunity. What is the Rural Community Immigration Pilot? The Rural Community Immigration Pilot is one of two transformative immigration programs launched by the Government of Canada in January 2025, alongside the Francophone Community Immigration Pilot. The Rural Community Immigration Pilot targets 14 rural and smaller communities across Canada, outside Quebec, offering skilled workers a pathway to permanent residency and LMIA-exempt work permits. This pilot is a response to persistent labor shortages in rural areas, where industries like healthcare, trades, education, and manufacturing struggle to attract and retain talent. The Rural Community Immigration Pilot is particularly significant for temporary residents, such as those on work or study permits, who face limited options for transitioning to permanent residency. By focusing on designated rural communities, the program not only addresses labor market needs but also promotes sustainable population growth and economic development in regions often overlooked by urban-centric immigration streams. Key features of the RCIP. Permanent Residency Pathway. Eligible skilled workers can apply for permanent residency, allowing them to live and work indefinitely in Canada. LMIA-exempt work permits. Successful applicants receive work permits without the need for a labor market impact assessment, streamlining the process for employers and workers. Community-driven approach. The pilot targets specific rural communities, each with unique labor needs and priority occupations. Focus on retention. Applicants must demonstrate an intent to reside in the designated community, ensuring long-term contributions to local economies. Timmins, Sault Ste. Marie and Brandon, among the 14 participating communities, have released detailed occupation lists and requirements for 2025, marking them as the first to welcome Rural Community Immigration Pilot applicants. Below, we explore these lists in depth, along with sector priorities, eligibility criteria, and application timelines. Timmins, Ontario RCIP. Timmins, a vibrant city in northern Ontario, is known for its rich mining history and strong community spirit. Through the RCIP, Timmins aims to attract skilled workers to fill labor gaps in key sectors, supporting its economic diversification and growth. Below is the complete list of priority sectors and occupations eligible for the Rural Community Immigration Pilot in Timmins for 2025. Priority sectors in Timmins. Health, addressing shortages in healthcare professionals and support staff. Education, law and social, community and government services, supporting schools, social services, and administrative functions. Trades and transport, bolstering construction, maintenance, and logistics. Natural resources and agriculture, supporting mining and related industries. Business, finance and administration, strengthening administrative and financial services. Full list of occupations with NOC codes, Timmins. The following occupations, identified by their national occupational classification codes, are eligible for the Rural Community Immigration Pilot in Timmins. Asterisks indicate occupations requiring specific certifications or licenses. Excluded occupations. The following occupations under trades and transport are not eligible for the Rural Community Immigration Pilot in Timmins. 14404, dispatchers, employed with taxi companies. 75200, taxi and limousine drivers and chauffeurs. 2025 intake periods for Timmins. Applications for the Rural Community Immigration Pilot in Timmins will be accepted during the following periods in 2025. Each window lasts 1 week, and applicants must submit their documents within these timeframes. April 27th, 12 a.m. May 3rd, 11:59 p.m. May 25th, 12 a.m. May 31st, 11:59 p.m. June 22nd, 12 a.m. June 28, 11:59 p.m. July 27, 12 a.m. August 2nd, 11:59 p.m. August 24th, 12 a.m. August 30th, 11:59 p.m. September 21st, 12 a.m. September 27th, 11:59 p.m. October 26th, 12 a.m. November 1st, 11:59 p.m. November 23rd, 12 a.m. November 29th, 11:59 p.m. Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario RCIP. Sault Ste. Marie, located on the St. Mary's River, is a hub for manufacturing, healthcare, and education in northern Ontario. The city's Rural Community Immigration Pilot Program targets a diverse range of occupations to support its economic resilience and community growth. Below is the complete list of priority sectors and occupations eligible for the Rural Community Immigration Pilot in Sault Ste. Marie for 2025. Priority sectors in Sault Ste. Marie. Health, meeting the demand for healthcare professionals and support staff. Education, law and social, community and government services, supporting schools, social programs, and community services. Sales and service, strengthening hospitality and security services. Trades and transport, bolstering construction, maintenance, and transit. Manufacturing and utilities, supporting industrial and production roles. Full list of occupations with NOC codes, Sault Ste. Marie. The following occupations, identified by their NOC codes, are eligible for the Rural Community Immigration Pilot in Sault Ste. Marie. Certain occupations have caps or specific employer restrictions, as noted. Image here. Occupation caps. The following occupations have annual caps for 2025 in Sault Ste. Marie. 62020, Food Service Supervisor 25 annually, no more than 2 per employer, hotels and dine-in restaurants only. 62022, Guest Service Supervisor 10 annually, hotels only. 62029, Security Guard Supervisor 20 annually. 2025 intake periods for Sault Ste. Marie. Applications for the Rural Community Immigration Pilot in Sault Ste. Marie will be accepted during the following periods in 2025. Each window lasts 2 weeks, providing ample time for applicants to prepare. April 27th, 12 a.m. May 10th, 11:59 p.m. May 25th, 12 a.m. June 7th, 11:59 p.m. June 22nd, 12 a.m. July 5th, 11:59 p.m. July 20th, 12 a.m. August 2nd, 11:59 p.m. August 17th, 12 a.m. August 30th, 11:59 p.m. September 14th, 12 a.m. September 27th, 11:59 p.m. October 12th, 12 a.m. October 25th, 11:59 p.m. November 9th, 12 a.m. November 22nd, 11:59 p.m.
Brandon, Manitoba. RCIP. Brandon, Manitoba's second largest city, is a hub for agriculture, manufacturing, and healthcare in the prairies. The Rural Community Immigration Pilot in Brandon prioritizes occupations across multiple sectors, with a special emphasis on healthcare. Below is the complete list of priority sectors and occupations eligible for the Rural Community Immigration Pilot in Brandon for 2025. Priority sectors in Brandon. Health. 15% of Brandon's Rural Community Immigration Pilot allo.
Trade and transport, supporting construction, maintenance, and logistics, manufacturing and utilities, bolstering food processing and industrial roles, natural and applied science, addressing needs in engineering and technology, education, law and social, community and government services, supporting early childhood education and community services. Full list of occupations with NOC codes, Brandon. The following occupations, identified by their NOC codes, are eligible for the Rural Community Immigration Pilot in Brandon. Each occupation includes its TER level and minimum Canadian language benchmark requirement. Eligibility criteria for the RCIP. To qualify for the RCIP, applicants must meet specific eligibility criteria, which vary slightly by community but generally include job offer, a genuine, full-time, non-seasonal job offer from an employer in a designated Rural Community Immigration Pilot community in an eligible occupation. Work experience, at least 1 year of full-time, paid work experience, or equivalent part-time experience in the past 3 years in an eligible occupation or related field. Language proficiency, meet the minimum Canadian language benchmark requirements for the occupation, CLB 4 to 6, depending on the TER level. Education, a Canadian secondary school credential or equivalent, with an educational credential assessment for foreign credentials. Intent to reside, demonstrate a genuine intention to live in the designated rural community. Settlement funds, proof of sufficient funds to settle in the community unless already working legally in Canada. Community recommendation, communities require a recommendation letter from a designated community organization. Applicants must also meet general admissibility requirements, such as passing medical, criminal, and security checks. How to apply for the RCIP. The application process for the Rural Community Immigration Pilot involves several steps, and applicants must submit during the designated intake periods for their chosen community. Here's a step-by-step guide. Secure a job offer. Obtain a full-time job offer from an employer in Timmins, Sault Ste. Marie, or Brandon, in an eligible occupation. Gather documents. Collect required documents, including proof of work experience, language test results, IELTS, CELPIP, educational credentials, and settlement funds. Submit application. Apply through the Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada online portal during the specified intake period. Community recommendation. Obtain a recommendation letter from the community's designated organization. Pay fees. Pay the application fee and any additional fees. Biometrics. Wait for processing. IRCC will review your application, which may take several months. Successful applicants will receive a confirmation of permanent residence and an LMI-exempt work permit. Tips for a successful application. Start early, prepare documents and secure a job offer well before the intake period. Verify eligibility. Ensure your occupation and qualifications align with the community's requirement. Improve language skills. Higher CLB scores can enhance your application's competitiveness. Engage with the community. Demonstrate your commitment to living in the community through research, visits, or local connections. The Rural Community Immigration Pilot is a groundbreaking opportunity for skilled workers to secure permanent residency in Canadian rural communities. With detailed occupation lists for Timmins, Sault Ste. Marie and Brandon, clear eligibility criteria and structured intake periods, the Rural Community Immigration Pilot is accessible and actionable. Whether you're a nurse, welder, teacher, or engineer, this pilot offers a pathway to a brighter future in Canada's heartland. As the first intake period approaches on April 27, 2025, now is the time to prepare. Research your target community, secure a job offer, and gather your documents to take advantage of this transformative program. With its potential to go viral, the Rural Community Immigration Pilot is not just an immigration pathway, it's a global conversation about opportunity, community, and growth. The updated occupations list offers valuable opportunities for immigrants to build a life in smaller Canadian communities. By helping to meet local workforce needs, this program fosters economic stability and contributes to the long-term development of rural and northern regions. That is all for today, in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later, in the next video. Till then, take care.